So hello, uh, I'll be trying to start where I have stopped yesterday. Let's continue with building user controller, the user sign-in controller. Let's continue with building that. Just async request response. Mm, let's write the try catch blocks. Try const name request dot headers dot name const password request dot headers dot password const data name password const uh, is valid credentials or valid credentials. Let's write it. Validated credentials. Let's remove this. Validated credentials. That would be user schema dot safe parse of data. So this checks if the incoming data is valid input data, just like we have mentioned in the validations, user validation. So these are the required um, validations that should be done. I think we should write another schema here. User, this is register schema. Let's write const user sign. We are writing two schemas here because there is no selection of roles while signing in the existing user. So we need z dot object email, just like we have written above. Z dot email, sorry, string dot email. That's it. Password z dot string again dot min of 8 and password is too short. So we have written two schemas here uh, because there are two different purposes for both these schemas. One is used to validate the register schema or the register route, and the other is used to validate the user sign-in routes. Sorry, one can be used for checking if the validated data is sent to the register route. Other is used to check if the validated input data is sent to the register route, to the sign-in route. Sorry. So let's change above. Let's import both user register register schema along with user sign-in schema. Nice. So let's change the user schema here. User register schema along with the user sign-in schema here. Sign-in schema. That's great. Um, so let's check if validated credentials dot dot success. If it's false, then there would be an error. Just like here, let's return a validation error. Return rest dot rest dot status of 400 dot JSON message as validation failed by along with an error message error. So let's check validated credentials dot error dot message. Validated credentials dot error dot message. Great. So what if it's successful? What if the validated credentials are a success? Let's check if the user exists in the database. Const user exists. Await user dot find one. Check if an user exists with that specific email. Let's do validated credentials dot data dot email. Great. So if the user does not exist, if this returns an empty object or an empty array, it usually returns an empty object if it does not find any search of user. So if user does not exist, let's again return res dot status of 404. We did not find any user with that specific email. So let's return this. Mm, and let's write a message saying user does not exist. Great. What if the user exists in the database? But let's first compare the password using the bcrypt that is stored in the database. Let's compare the password that is stored in the database, the hashed password to the password that is sent in the input data. Let's compare both those and check if those work, if those both are the same. If those both are the same, then the user must be signed in successful and a token must be returned, a JWT token. If it's not, then we should straight up throw an error saying invalid password or incorrect password. Const compare password. Wait, um, bcrypt dot compare of first is the password that the user is giving in the input, and second is the password that is stored in the database. We should compare both those. So first, the raw password, the password that is sent in text, that should be placed first. So let's write validated credentials dot data dot password, comma, user exists dot password. Great. Let's just check if we have written uh, this as expected. Let's open the admin controller, scroll a bit. Yeah, we have done the same. Is valid password. We have written it that way. Is valid password. Compare with this. Okay, we have taken this straight up here. But let's do something. Let's change um, the way we have sent the password here. Let's use the validated credentials dot data dot password. Both does the same purpose, but instead of taking an password that is not valid, so in the code that we have written before, we are taking the password from here, but we should be taking the password from the validated credentials. That is the best approach. So let's try taking the password from validated credentials. Great. Validated credentials. Let's change this to validated credentials dot data dot name. That's great. Um, is valid password, it seems. Is valid password. Let's write it that way. Great. It checks if it's a valid password. One important thing that we had forgot is to use the JWT key here. Let's write const JWT key equal to uh, process dot env, sorry, env dot JWT key. So we can import the JWT key that is there in the env file. So we don't push this env file into GitHub since this is a very sensitive file that contains the number, the database URL, and all the important things are placed here that shouldn't be pushed into the GitHub. So let's const is valid password next. Should be const um, token. So token, let's sign the token. JWT dot just a second. JWT dot sign. Great. I got it out. Let me check that. Log API. Come on. Okay. Mm, controllers. Admin controllers. I want to check the way I have sent. Great. Understood. Okay. Token JWT dot sign of the email we should sign both the user ID and the email. So the user is already created. So the user typically would have an ID. Let's get the ID too. User ID. I would name it that way. User ID. Let's write it as here. It would be admin exists. Sorry, user exists. Dot /id. So we'll be sending, I guess, only the ID. I wouldn't like uh, the email being sent here, so I would remove the email. There would be only a field that is user ID being sent, being signed in the token. So let's complete it. JWT key if is valid password. If this returns true, then we should execute um, the code that we are writing here. I hope we have done the same way here too. I would change the code here a bit too. I would return the ID straight up. So let's um, send the ID rather than the name admin. So let's name it as admin ID and check admin exists dot slash ID. Great. The same. Let's try this route to again in the postman and let's save the newly generated JWT token that shows the ID rather than the name. Same. Let's return rest.status of 200. 200 means a success status code. So that says the server is sending a response saying it's success. There are many more status codes. 400, 403, 404, 409. There is another status code 4012. So 200 is for success response. 201 is is a status code used for creation. So let's continue with this message saying user sign in successfully. Great. User signed in successfully. Let's write it differently. Signed in successfully. Um, let's use the exclamatory mark to comma the token. Let's send it a token. Great. Let's write the catch block here. Catch. Just a second, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, let's continue. Catch E. Um, we didn't write this right. Let's say, let's write this. Rest dot status 500 dot JSON message. Sorry, error. E dot message. Great. Super. E dot message. Nice. Let's write something here saying if it's not a valid password, then we should say that return rest dot status of 403. 403, saying it's unauthorized dot JSON off, saying it message invalid password. Great. So let's export this to along with the user register. User sign in controller. Close the bracket. Create user sign in controller. Exporting both these. Let's import it in the user routes, or let's just push the code to the GitHub for now. Git add, git commit, controllers. Let's write something like updated controllers, some validations along with routes. Enter push origin branch version 1. Nice. Let's check if the code is pushed. Yeah, the code is pushed. Mm, Let's update the routes. Update the routes. Router dot post again slash sign in along with the user sign in controller. That's what it is. Let's import it properly. User sign in controller. Ah, great. It looks much better. Second, let's remove this. Yeah. Now it looks great. Server.js file. There are no changes needed. User sign in, user controller. Let's again push it. Updated routes. Push. Mm, let's open Postman. Sorry, Postman. This is the previous sign up, I think. Mm, 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 mm. Let's upgrade it. This is done for now. We need to test it, but I would mark it as done. So next, we should be focusing on user recruiter profile, API user recruiter profile. So only if the profile is created, the recruiter can create jobs, can get all the jobs, can get a specific job, uh, also fetch all the jobs with pagination. Mm, Profile creation. Let's even display the profile. Should we display the profile user um, recruiter slash profile? I would use the same route for both these. Profile creation, sorry, profile view. So for this would be a post route. Again, this would be a get route. So so we use the same route for both profile creation and profile viewing. Delete any job, edit any job, create, get all the applications. We should be building up to here. So up to delete job, we need to build until here because to get all the applications, we need applicants routes to be built. Let's do the same with this. Let's write API slash user slash applicant slash profile view, viewing the profile. It's a post. It's get. Mm, so this would be the front end. All the post routes can be created using post routes. To view all those, we need to get. Um, we can build all these after completion of the applicant can even bookmark some jobs, get all the bookmarked jobs, remove something that's bookmarked. Um, so these are all the applicant routes. That's all. So great. Just a second. So applicant applicant profile schema. These are all the. Let's create the recruiter first. Then move on to the applicant. So we should be focusing on this recruiter ID, user ID. So this user ID we can fetch this specific user ID using a JWT token. Just like we know, the JWT token usually have the user ID. Since we have written the code that way, just wait, I'll show you. See, we have sent the user ID in the token. We have signed this in the token. So the user ID can be passed. Let's check this. Restart and update. Hello. Mm, 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 mm. Next, 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 next. Okay, next. Got it. Yeah, it became much cleaner, I would say, after updating. So the admin sign in. Let's try to sign in again. Let's remove this or delete successful sign in. Let's sign in the admin again. Let's first start the server node server.js. The server has started. Let's open Postman, send. Okay, the database connection is not done. Yeah, it's done now. Now let's send the request. Yeah, it has returned a different JWT token. Copy it and save this response. Save this as successful sign in. Rename successful sign in. Move it to the top. Okay, leave it. Let's copy this token and check if this shows the admin ID. It should show the admin ID. That's what we need. So let's open jwt.io, jwt.io. Let's remove this existing token and paste the new token. See, it shows an ID. This ID is of admin01. Let's open MongoDB and check if it truly returned the ID as expected. Higher flow, admins. So this is the ID of the first admin. If you are able to see, it's the same ID, 69B800. Yeah, it's done. It's it is now returning an ID. If we verify this token, we can find an ID, and decoding the payload gives us this ID. Valid JWT, it says a valid JWT. Let's open this. Let's do the sign in routes for this. Open some new request, put it in post. Let's copy this URL. Copy, open, paste, sign in. It says sign in, open the headers. As I think it's email, user email, password, user123, role, applicant. Let's verify it's an applicant. It is applicant. Okay, we don't need to send this. I'm sorry, my bad. So let's send the request now. Send. JSON is not defined. Okay, sign in, sign up, sign in. Okay, JSON is not defined. Non-existent. Let's console log it. Console.log of data. Console.log of validated credentials. Mm, console.log of user exists. Great. Let's stop this. Let's start the server again. Let's check and it says the same error. Okay, here we have given the wrong names. It's email and password. So we need to change all these. Email, email. Now it wouldn't show any errors. That's what I'm expecting. Let's cut it. Clear. Start the server. It returns the token just like we expected. Mm, I was thinking to return the role that roles. Let's return the roles to roles user exists dot roles. Great. Let's stop this. Clear. Start the server. Let's send it. Great. Copy. It will be sending the role to here. It says roles applicant. Great. So this is the ID of the first user along with the role he's. So he's an applicant, user one. So it shows applicant, just like we expect it to work. Great. Let's stop this server. Or wait, we need to test all the routes, right? I forgot. Let's save this first. Save this. Let's save the response to rename sign in successful successful sign in. That's it. So let's rename sign in. Uh, let's give a wrong password and check. Send. It says JSON not defined. That's not what I am expecting. It should say password is too short. Instead, it says something. Uh, let's write a different password. Okay, that's a wrong password. It says invalid password. Hmm, true, great, true, true, true. Let's save it as incorrect password. Rename. Hmm, not found. So let's give a different. Hmm, user does not exist. Not found user. Great. Close all these. Close sign up. Close sign in. Close all these too. Uh, great. Sign in. Same. Great. Let's close this. Cut. Clear. Hmm, I need to check something with ChatGPT. I'll be asking ChatGPT that. Let's see all the routes that are present. So recruiter route need to be built. Mm, 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 mm. Recruiter route. Great. Uh, let's okay start doing that. Routes. There are user applicant routes, user recruiter routes. So we are done with these user routes. Admin routes are also done mostly, but we need to build the user applicant routes first. Let's go to the middlewares, applicant profile middleware. Mm, where should we be starting? Let's open this applicant controllers. Let's push the Git code to GitHub. Add controllers. Search engine. Let's clear this. Let's try writing code here for the applicant. Const applicant can only be creating. Let's write it like const. Where should we be starting? What's the first thing we need to import? Do we need bcrypt? No, no. We need a schema. So let's import applicant validation, it says, or recruiter validation and job validation. Let's import a recruiter validation first. It says recruiter schema hobby. When this const recruiter schema equal to require of slash what is this validation slash recruiter validation. So let's write const recruiter profile creation equal to mm, creation controller profile controller. Let's write it like this: async request response. Open this. So let's write the profile middleware.js. We should be writing the user auth middleware first before coming here, because we need the user ID to be sent or to be stored in this database. So let's this specific user ID that is here should be stored in the upcoming next collection of applicants. In the collection of applicants, there need to be stored their user ID along with their applicant ID. Applicant ID would be mentioned as slash ID, but user ID would be mentioned as user ID. User capital I small d. Mm, Let's stop here and open this user auth const. We need two things: env require dot env. That's great. Env dot config. We need the path slash dot env. Great. Another thing that we need is const jwt require JSON web token. Mm, Much better. Let's write const user middleware. Wait, sorry, async request response. Hmm. So we get the token here, const token equal to request dot headers dot token. Great. And we need to check, we need to validate it first. If token dot length equal to 0, or token, mm, so request dot headers dot, it would not be token, it would be authentication. Let's open this. Auth authorization. I'm sorry. You should authorize. It's not authentication. So remove this authorization. Authorization. So that's what is needed. Let's open this new tab. Go to the last log API. Open the middleware. Admin of middleware is equal to undefined or length is equal to 0. It says. So let us write in it in chronological order. Token dot equal to undefined or token dot length equal to 0. Then we should say something like return response dot status code of something is missing. So let's check what status code 401 401 JSON. Say it as message authorization and header missing. If it's not, then let's go to the try catch block. Let's try first. We need to split the token. Const split token. So any token, any JWT token would have two parts. First is the bearer, and second is the token that can be something like this. So this would be the format of the token. Any JWT token, any JWT token would be in this format. So let's split the token first. Token dot split uh, split it with this space. So this if we can console.log split token, we would see this while executing this specific middleware, it would display something like bearer and the token in an array. So we need the second part, const raw token. In array indexing, to access the second part, we need to use 1. So this would show the raw token. Uh, we have the raw token now. Let's try and catch const verifying. Okay, we need to verify first. Const verify the AWT. Uh, JWT dot verify of, we need to place the raw token first, and the JWT key. Let's write it as const JWT slash key process dot env dot JWT key. Great. JWT key. Great. Verified J on web token. So this verified JSON web token should have a field if verified JSON web token dot user ID. If there exists an ID in that specific token, then we need to send it in request dot user ID equal to this. Or else let's write here as user ID const user ID verified. We have written it on const verified JSON web token dot what's that user ID. Great. Decoded user ID. Let's name it like that. Decoded user ID. If there is a decoded user ID, then we need to send it as request dot username. Let's send it as user ID as decoded user ID. So if the applicant needs to access the user ID here, they should be using user ID, decoded user ID that would give the user ID here. So we are basically passing this user ID to the next controller. So I'll show you the routes, you would understand it much better. So if there is something like uh, let's write what user uh, middleware, user middleware. So any data that is present here, any IDs or names that are there in the JWT token, to pass it to the next controller, we write the code this way so that this middleware can pass the decoded user IDs or names to the next controller. So that's the flow of the routes. So this is done. We should write something called as next. I should be writing it here. Next. So what the next does is it passes the control to the next function that is been in the routes. If there is no next, then it stops, or else it passes the control to the next function. Usually when we write this next, there surely is something next to this specific middleware, next route that it need to visit, or next function that it should execute. The next would be used to pass the control to the next function that is written in the routes to handle the flow. Next is done, or else write something like user ID not found, or else return. Let's write it as else. Return rest dot status of 400 JSON saying as message user ID not found in the token. So if this shows as undefined, if this is undefined, then this would get executed, or else If this shows a specific user ID, then this get executed and the control passes to the next catch of e message, sorry, return rest dot status of 500 dot json, write it as error e dot message create module dot export as user middleware. Mm, yeah, it's done. We have written everything that needs to be written in this middleware. Open this recruiter profile. Mm, okay, let's continue tomorrow. The next part, I'll be continuing it tomorrow max or in the evening. Not sure. Mostly tomorrow, I'll be continuing with writing this applicant controller along with the applicant profile middleware. So first, the user should be signed in. To check that, we need this specific middleware function that returns a JWT token. And second, we need the applicant profile middleware to check if the applicant created his profile, and that should return a JWT token again. So if both these are true, only then the applicant can be able to create jobs. Sorry, only then the applicant can create applications, job applications can apply to a job, or even if you work on the recruiter, even then the recruiter, sorry, I was writing recruiter in the applicant controller. Let's cut it and write it in recruiter. Let's work on recruiter. Hmm, that's great. Request dot roles, call to roles. Let's write it as const decoded roles equal to verified some dot roles. Great request decoded roles. Great. So tomorrow let's work on the recruiter controller. So first the recruiter must create their profile. Only then they can be able to post jobs, delete jobs, or edit jobs. So let's work on that tomorrow or today evening. Not sure. Mostly tomorrow. Have a great day. Wait, let's be pushing this code into the GitHub. Updated user middleware along with a controller. Let's commit this. We have committed it. Let's push. Okay. So have a great day. That's all for today. The stream would end in 10 minutes mostly. Have a great day. That's it for today. We have built Today we have built sign in route and also updated the existing routes that we have written for the admin. That's all. Mostly there will be a stream today evening or uh, tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye. The stream would end in 10 minutes, just like I've said. Thank you. Thank you for watching.